This time I have a VEVOR Auto Darkening Welding helmet. Yes, this is it, and look at there, it really looks nice. And it's got some electronics in it which are going to be very helpful in having a clear view through the screen, and you don't even have to lift the helmet. You can view everything nice and clear, but as soon as you strike an arc from a welder, it will instantly, within a very fast period of time, go darkening. We're going to show a demonstration looking at my studio lights. It will trigger it to darken up, and you'll be able to see with my camera how it's clear, then bam, it goes dark. So my big thing will be showing you how to set the helmet up. Notice it's got some electronics here, controller here, a little cable, and you have two lenses in here. One is an inner lens, which is right over this, and the other is this larger lens, which is over the outside area. And here they are, and each of them have this coating on it to keep it from getting scratched in the manufacturing and shipping and all of that. So it comes with this on there. I've already taken it off. This is the way it came. Warning, please remove this protective film prior to use, was written across there. Now, I'm going to show you how you have to take this module, viewing module, out so that you can pull this out, so you can pull the film off of it. That's one issue that you have to deal with, getting those covers off. The other is setting up your helmet liner. This is the inside liner, which is going to adjust to your head with some straps over the top. And I'm going to tell you now that this is the way it's set up on your head. This is your forehead right here, this nice soft area. And this cradling area back here is the back of your head. And there's a couple of adjustments. This knob right here is going to tighten all of this up this way around your head. As you wind this back and forth, you see how it's going, so it tightens it up. So you just reach back there, and I'm going to demonstrate that. These are the top. In other words, if you depending on your head and everything, you can loosen or tighten these. If they're sticking up above your head, then you might want to pull one of these loose like that and see how you can move it around and get just the best fit you can possibly get. Then you clamp them in. So you experiment, and that's all it is just move it, find out if you got space in between there. The other thing is you can move the helmet as it is on your face. It's going to be attached to this liner. So you can move the helmet like back and forth to get the best view and everything. And that's done with these little buttons right here. Now there's one on either side, and this whole assembly, your helmet's going to be mounted to this. So when you push this button right there, and there's one on the other side over here, you push them both, and then see how this can move back and forth. So that'll move your helmet back and forth. I'm putting it basically in the center, and you want them both about the same position. Yep, there. Okay, that's about right. Okay, and let's see. This you can take off, I'm sure, to wash up from, just getting contaminated. Okay, now we're going to mount this inside the helmet. So we need the strap looking down that way, and we need to be with the square there and the square there. So I've got to take this nut loose on the outside, and I'm going to do one at a time. I'm going to do this because it's an adjuster. And now I'm going to show you how this goes in case you drop it and you say, oh my, what am I going to do now? So hold it on the back and then just unscrew this like this. Okay, now this is going to go on this side, and you want the square out, and it fits in a little channel right there. This side, it's also is got some detents that only allow it to travel so far. So that's the way that goes. There's the little detent. And so you want to put this maybe halfway in the center. We're going to loosen and adjust later. Just like that. See, I wouldn't try to loosen up the other one until you got this. Now, you want the headband down toward there when you mount this in with the back here. And then you want to line this square up right about there. And it's not going to go through very far. Right, let's see. Just like this, right there. Okay, and it's a good idea to hold it in place and get this in place and then check it out and see if it looks like it's adjusted right. See that? It's got to be back. See how this this would be on there like this? Oh, okay. Yeah. So this is up and this will go down. And then you can use this to see how far it's going to go down. So right there is about right. We may have to adjust that though. Okay, now we're going to loosen this one up, and I'm going to show you this. Just kind of spin it. Now this one doesn't have any adjuster at all. All it's got is this little plate on the back, and that's it. There's no detents or anything, and it's just an anchor. Now, right here is you have another piece which stayed in there, which is going to go right in this one, just like that. And it's going to go a certain distance. Let's see. Wait just a second. Nope, it just spins around, so it's no problem at all. This is the one that's critical, that has to be aligned properly. This one is just a securing point. So you just get the square in there and you're good. Okay, and then make sure this is tight. And now I'm going to put it on and see how it works. Now this is the back. So what I do is just put it on like this. Now, this is where you have to do some adjusting. Okay, now I need to adjust this back here tighter. So I'm going to put it on and get it tight. Now normally when you put it on your head, you could tighten most of this stuff up without the helmet on, and it would make it good. Okay, I didn't want to take that time, so there, that's about right. Now, this is up in the stored position where you want it out of your face, and then we're going to pull it down, and there, it's right where it needs to be. Now, I can see through there. Now, if I want it to go down a little bit more, this is where we have to adjust this. And I'm not sure which way I have to go. Is you have to loosen this up so that you can pull this. And I'm going to go down this way. You pull this. You have to pull it out. You have to pull it out this way to get the tine out of the way. And then you have to twist this. There. I'm going to do it just there and see how that... See, I moved it about 3 holes. Let's see how this works. Okay, so I got it up there, and now I want to weld. Now that put it down a little bit further, which is just right. So that's the way that's going to work. If you don't need so much, then you can put it back over here. So this is something you'll have to experiment, and it's hard to get this pulled out far enough, so you almost have to take a little tension out. I'm going to go just one more hole, and then you tighten it up. This is something, once you get it adjusted, it'll be right for you. Now, pull that on, and now let me see how low it goes. See, that goes too low. In other words, it's dropped down too low. So when it's way down here, it's going to go way down. So I'm going to loosen it up. I'm spending the time because I think this is important, and this will explain this little setting right here. I think that was about the best. A little bit more this way from center, and perfect. So this will all depend on your head and so forth as to where you want that adjusted. So that's the tilt of the helmet right there. And this is the tension, adjusting. And this one does nothing except anchor it. All right, that is perfect. Now we're going to go to one other thing, and I probably should have done this first, but we can still do it. We want to take this out right here because you're going to have this wording on there. So before you try to pull it off, you're going to have to pull this thing out of there because it's tight up in there, and you're going to have little pieces of plastic there. So the way you do this, and let me get my glasses, and this is like a puzzle. You should take a picture of this before you take it out. And notice how this cable is coming. It's not going through that little notch. There's a little notch there. This goes outside. It doesn't go through any notch. This is electric cable. Now the way this comes out right here, I'm going to do the other one first, and then we'll do this. Okay. Pull this. And see, when you do that, this lifts up and then it pulls out. Now see how this little holder stays in there, but you're going to have to take it out. But notice how it's curved down there. No, there, that's okay. It's not going to go anywhere. So you would pull this out, pull the plastic off of it, and it'll have a natural little curve to it. Put it with the curve out because that's curved. And then you put that back in there. And I have some little plastic lens cleaners because your fingers are going to really leave a bunch of little smear marks. So before you put that back on, you might want to just clean it all up. And then you'll have a nice inside that won't get messed up. And then this one is the one we're going to change last. So now that's all clean. Now there's two notches up there, and then these notches are going to fit into here. So when you do this, you put it right, and just don't take this holder out. If you take the holder out, then you're going to have to figure out how to get it back in there. So it's best to leave it alone, and then this goes right in there. And go back here and push down and get those two, let me show you, those two tabs right there at the top. They go in those two slots, tab slots, and you push down. And then here, you're going to have to pull out on, this should go down inside there, like that, and then you just flip this up and this up like that. This one is going to have the little, well, it's not going to have anything on it, but it'll be a piece like that. And to get that out, right here is a little place you can stick your thumb in. And what you got to do is flex it until you push up, and it'll bow. And there's a little catch here on this corner, that corner, that corner, and that corner. So Watch when you push it, and you can kind of pull it. There. There it comes. Now getting it in is a little different, but to get it out, you can just pull it up. Now, I'm gonna just kind of clean this up. And make sure the one side is clean, because then we can do this. Now, this, you will stick it into the top, line it up in that corner right there, and this corner, you have to kind of go up underneath here, just like that, and get it in there. Now, what you have to do is push up and bow this so that you can put these behind there. So, this is the way I got to do it. Bow it like this. This, and then it'll do it. See, you got to squeeze it, and then it'll go in there and there. That was the way I did it. Now I'll get one more. And we're all set. And if you ever have to, you've got another one for the front, and you've got one here, and you do have to peel this off. I'm going to show you with my camera how this looks when I look at the light over there. Okay, there's a view through the screen with it not darkened. Now we're going to maneuver around, and we're going to look at the light. Watch the light. See how it goes dark? Right there. There, we're looking at the light there. And now, when I go away, see? Snap. Bam. That's what you're seeing when you strike your weld. That's exactly what you're going to see as it get dark. So you see, you can see the action this way, looking through the camera. Auto darkening is controlled with this. There's a sensitivity, which is going to adjust from a minimum to a maximum. Now, all of this is going to be something you are just going to have to try and see how it works. So this is giving you the sensitivity of seeing when the helmet needs to go into the darkening mode. That is when it sees a high intensity light source. Up here is some shading. In other words, I can sit here and adjust this, and you will see the light come in and go out. I'm going to show you that. That's this adjustment right here, and it goes all the way around, and there's a stop to it. Let's take a look at that. So I'm going to do it the same way we did before. And all right, here we go. Get up there. Now we're going to have it to come. Okay, now, there, see, I'm closer to the light right now. And plus, I had adjusted that. Now, that knob I was showing you, I'm going to turn it, and see, I had it at the most intense. And see, I go way on down. So this is another thing that when you're welding, you want to get this down to the proper level. So the more intense the spark is, or the welding, then you can adjust this. You see, it comes right back to normal view. All right. That was that. Okay, and let's see. Yeah, let me just see right here. I want it at the... Okay, that's about the best right there. Then there's a delay right here. You can work with that. The book does talk about it, but I'm not sure about it to tell you anything. So the people that know welding, which I don't, they're going to be able to know what that is. Here are some other settings that I can't really tell you which one, So if you're experienced with welding, I think you will know this particular setting. 5 through 8 and 9 through 13 is set for 9 through 13. Then you also have setting for welding. We're on welding. And then grinding, you'd put it over there, and then it's protected for grinding. This, I want it on welding. There it is. It's called selecting shade levels. So if you're into welding, I'm sure you're going to know about this and read into this, and I'm sure that will help you. And this was also what I was using before, which allowed you to see more of the light with that adjustment. And battery replacement, let me just show you that right now. Right here is the unit, and there is the battery right there. You just pull, takes this little cover off, and right there is the battery. It's a CR2450, it's 3 volts, and it sticks right, it's a wafer battery right there. And then you push down on this and shove it in, let's see, until it snaps. So you have to push down there. It's in, and let's see, low battery. This is the only way you're going to know. This does not have a power switch at all. It triggers from the light. When you get it goes into a darkening mode, it's using the battery voltage. When it's just sitting out here not darkened, you're not using any voltage. But if you ever look in there, and if you're wearing it, you're going to... Okay, one other thing they give you is a whole bunch of GoPro mounts and stuff that you can attach to the helmet if you want to video your welding. And what they do is give you one of these cases. But this case is for GoPro 5, 6, or 7. And it really is nice. I like the idea of the auto darkening, and I think it's going to do well. So you see what you have to do, and there's a few things to make it all come together you have to do. So I want to thank you very much for watching my video.